Hi guys, and welcome back to another Gab's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. So in this video, we're going to have another Bitcoin on track watch party kasi actually if you're going to look at this in the bigger time frame, Bitcoin has been relatively moving sideways for the past 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks ever since this big dump from the Bitcoin price. So yeah, ay na makita mo na nagkaroon tayo ng still continuation ng movement to the sideways action. So yeah, I don't think na may malaking movement pa tayo as of this moment. Though nakita tayo ng mga red candles to the downside, but we are still getting strong support at this area. But yeah, let's talk about the Bitcoin price. Let's talk about everything crypto. And yeah, kung may mga gusto kayong i-suggest na topic, you can actually just comment them down below and then pag-usapan natin yung mga gusto nyo mga topic. So how are you guys? Kumusta kayo guys? And yeah, ano tingin nyo unang mangyari? Will it be 40k or will it be 44k? So karamihan sa atin tingin as makakita tayo ng 40k around this area as of the time being. But yeah, for the Bitcoin price, I think we are going to see more consolidation dito, especially this area. Kasi look at this. If you're going to look further, let's zoom out dito sa area na yan. This similar area na ating tinitingnan is actually a very strong support area. Kasi if you're going to look at this, previously naging resistance siya, resistance, and right now it's acting as a support for the time being dito kay Bitcoin. So look at this. Right now, it is acting as a strong support. And yeah, you could also make the case then na we are following a head and shoulders pattern pa din, following from our previous price action. So yung head and shoulders nito is actually this one. If you're going to look in the 4-hour time frame, this one. Ito yung head and shoulders. So shoulders, head, and then shoulders. And then yun nga, movement to the downside. However, may strong support tayo dito. So, yeah, right now, we are getting still a strong support at this area. So, I think we need to watch this very closely before entering into any short-term trades. Ako personally, kasi look at this, may mga iba nag-short na dito ngayon. While you can short this, but look at that. Nag-open yung 4-hour candle ngayon na bago, and it's actually getting a support. So, there are actually still no clear indications yet kung dapat ka ba mag-long or dapat ka ba mag-short. Though you could say na risk taker ka, go, short mo siya. Pero ako personally, it's not actually any good sign ngayon na mag-short or long. Kasi look at that. Look at the RSI. RSI is relatively strong pa din. And it actually can... And kaya din di ako naglalagay ngayon ng any position as of this moment for the very short term. Kasi hinahintay ko itong 4-hour time frame mag-form ng bagong indicator. Kasi, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, there are still no clear indicators yet. Pero ang pwede nating abangan dito na price action is, di ba, naggaling tayo sa isang oversold area and then nagkaroon tayo na rebound. And then yung ating inaabangan is dapat magkaroon ng bullish divergence sa 4-hour time frame. So ngayon, in order to have a bullish divergence dito sa 4-hour time frame is kailangan natin ma-reject pa one last time. The moment na ma-reject tayo one last time, at the same time yung kanya RSI is higher than the previous drop, that would mean na it would be a bullish divergence. So right now, we need to be very patient pa din as of this time being na abangan natin mag-play out yung pwedeng possible na bullish divergence na pwedeng mag-form dito sa ating 4-hour time frame. And then yeah, pwede natin siya makita din sa daily time frame if, let's say, mag-consolidate pa tayo dito further. Kasi if we're going to look at the daily time frame, while the price is rapidly decreasing, the RSI is now starting to increase, indicating na we need to be very patient for the time being ngayon kung kailan tayo makita ng bullish trend reversal. Kasi, despite of this having dip pa din siya ng dip, pero yung RSI natin is tumataas habang tumatagal, then this would mean na at some point magkakaroon tayo ng bullish trend reversal. Ngayon, nakita na ba tayo ng ganong price action ni Bitcoin dati? Well, indeed, yes. Kasi if you're going to look at the previous dump, ito, if you're going to look at the May 17 up until the July 20 dump, you could still see that the Bitcoin price is rapidly decline siya ng decline, but if you're going to look at the RSI is increasing, indicating na we are going to see a bullish trend reversal. So right now, we need to find out where is this going to bottom out, itong Bitcoin price, and then at what point in time are we going to see that RSI bullish trend reversal. Kasi look at this, it's very early pa din sa ngayon para sabihin na magkakaroon na ng bullish divergence, but yun yung reason na kailangan natin maging patient ngayon kasi kailangan natin abangan kung kailan magkakaroon tayo ng malaking move such as this one para mag-replicate siya dito. Kasi if you're going to look at this data then, Bitcoin is just actually replicating historical movements. Kasi look at this, we saw this. Tingnan nyo to guys ha. Nagkaroon tayo ng increasing price, declining RSI, nag-break tayo to the downside. Same goes dito, nag-decline yung price pero yung RSI is increasing, nag-boom tayo to the upside. And then yung latest price action natin ngayon, which is yung nandito sa yung latest dump natin. 'Di ba sinasabi natin na meron din tayo diyang meron tayong increasing price pero yung RSI natin is declining. So you could actually clearly see na the Bitcoin price is just replicating a historical move lang din. And you could also make the case that this is also consolidating lang din within one area. If you can see na the Bitcoin price has been consolidating at this one area lang for a very long time. So in that case, if we are going to say na this is a very long consolidation, let's say gawa tayo ng price range dito and then add natin siya, you can clearly see na the Bitcoin price has been consolidating for a very long time. And you all know guys na when a price is consolidating for a very long time, that can lead to a very big move to the upside. So yeah, right now we need to be very patient dito for the Bitcoin price kasi I think this one will be a massive move for the Bitcoin price. So we need to be very patient lang talaga for the time being before we do any random move dito kasi of course we don't want to risk any money for the time being. Pero yeah, if malaki naman pera mo, sure, why not? Pero yeah, if you want to play safe, especially kung andito yung karamihan ng pera nyo, you need to be sure with every movement dito for the Bitcoin price. And right now, the Bitcoin price is not yet forming that indicator na we have been waiting for. So yeah, that's for the Bitcoin price for the time being. And ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, kaya may mga iba kasi nakita na nagda-dump na so nag-short na sila. Pero tingnan nyo, the moment na nag-short sila, nagkaroon ng green candle. That's why I'm telling you na hindi pa ngayon maganda magpasok ng kahit anong opportunity kasi the Bitcoin price is still consolidating and there are no indicators pa din. So yeah, right now, abang-abang lang tayo for the time being. And yeah, let's talk about yung mga gusto nyong pag-usapan dito. Let's talk about Cardano. Sige, let's talk about Cardano. Actually, very interesting topic din, si Cardano. And pasadahan din natin si Bitcoin Bull Market Support Band dito mamaya. Kasi may update din tayo actually kay Bitcoin Bull Market Support Band dito. Kita nyo yung green line na yan. Pag-usapan natin siya dyan mamaya. Pero for the time being, let's talk about Cardano. And yesterday, nakita tayo ng breakout sa kanyang resistance. Look at this. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na breakout kahapon na resistance. Ayan o. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kahapon na you need to monitor this kasi we are starting to break this downtrend resistance. So, the moment na ma-break natin yan, I think we're going to see a move. Pero in order to confirm the move palagi, remember na kailangan natin ng buy volume. So, remember, as mentioned yesterday, we were breaking out of this resistance. However, there is no buy volume. That's why I told you yesterday, kahit sa video, sinasabi ko sa inyo na you could trade that. However, meron tayong malaking warning, which is there's no buy volume. So, yeah, ang ginawa ko dito, nag-short-term trade ako dito, such as yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kahapon, nag-short-term and then close lang kagad kasi, yeah, there's no indicative pa din price. There's no indicative target sa mga ganitong breakout, especially if you're just going to follow this resistance breakout lang since, yeah, it's just a resistance breakout pero there's no clear opportunity. But yeah, at least there's a given opportunity na which we can still play out, which is yun nga, yung breakout dyan. And yeah, ako, tinrade ko siya and yeah, kinlose ko na din siya kagad kasi diba, there's no realistic target for that price action. But yeah, what's next for the Cardano price action? Well, for the Cardano price action, we can say na we are actually holding a strong support at this area. So let's try to draw this support na you can actually see. So let's actually use a price range kasi there is actually this area na pwede mo i-monitor ngayon. So right now, we are seeing this possible good buy area So right now, it's still a good buying opportunity. Kahit kahapon, everything, I believe na anything that is between 1.9 up until the $2.45 is still a good buying opportunity for the Cardano price action. Kasi yeah, I think we're just going to consolidate more dito for the Cardano price action in the coming days. And yeah, sa ngayon, maganda magbodenga ng Cardano for the time being. Kasi we all know, pag nagko-consolidate si Cardano, doon tayo makita na malaking move. So, yeah, right now we are seeing this another consolidation kay Cardano. And, yeah, not much to talk about then for the time being dito kay Cardano. Or rather, other than that movement. Pero if you're going to look at historical data, ang kagandahan kay Cardano is every time na nagko-consolidate, doon tayo makita ng pump. So, ayun, consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. So, right now, we are starting a brand new consolidation dito kay Cardano, which means na maganda magbodega ngayon kay Cardano habang hindi pa tayo nakita ng move. Kasi may mga iba sa inyo humahabol ng pump. Well, that's not the way how we play out this that's not how Cardano plays dito sa market. The way how Cardano move dito sa market is it consolidates for a very long time. Kaya nga 'di ba inaasar siya na stable coin. Pero yun nga, the way how Cardano play dito sa ating market is it consolidates for a very long time before it shows some signs na magkakaroon ng pump. So, yeah, right now maximize this opportunity na nagko-consolidate si Cardano rather than seeing this as na may mga iba nagsasabi na naku, hindi naman umaakit yung Cardano so hindi siya magandang investment. Hindi ganun, guys. Consolidation is an opportunity. Hindi mo dapat katakutan yung consolidation. So yeah, that's for the Cardano price action. Let's talk about the Bitcoin bull market support band din. Kasi yeah, meron din dito maganda pag-usapan, which is this weekly time frame chart. So let's talk about this weekly time frame chart. And itong bull market support band kasi, historically, the Bitcoin bull market support band tells us if we are in a long-term Bitcoin bull market. And it's actually a combination of the 20-week moving average and 21-week EMA. So yeah, it's actually this one. So right now, we are technically still holding the line for the Bitcoin bull market. But ang kagandahan dito, if you're going to look at this, the bull market support band is decreasing, indicating na even if mag-decline pa si Bitcoin dito, as long as the bull market support band is decreasing, then we are still in a long-term bull market. Actually, in a mid-term bull market. So, this Bitcoin bull market support band tells us if we are in a Bitcoin mid-term bull market. But yeah, relatively right now, I think we are just going to see more consolidation pa din. Kasi, look at that. We are still within the range of the bull market support band. We are not breaking this down below. So, there's nothing really to worry sa ngayon for the Bitcoin price. Kasi may mga iba natatakot na. Well, ako, wala naman talaga dapat ikakatakot dito. We have seen that played out multiple times dito nung May to July. It's just a healthy consolidation, a healthy dump. And let's look at the daily time frame. Let's talk about the golden cross din. Kasi we want to give you an update. And may iba kasi nagsasabi na pag nag-golden cross, dapat, sabi nila, pag nag-golden cross daw, dapat tuloy-tuloy na daw to the upside. That's not the case. Ang golden cross, ibig sabihin na we are in a long-term bull market, not for the short term. Kasi if you're going to look at historical data, kahit nagkaroon na ng golden cross si Bitcoin price, let's look at the daily. Kasi Bitcoin price, kahit nagkaroon na siya ng golden cross noong 2017, pati nung prior cycles, nagkakaroon pa din tayo ng major dips. So tingnan nyo to, guys. Even though na nagkaroon tayo ng golden cross dito kay Bitcoin price, we are going to see dumps pa din. So ayun, dati nagkaroon tayo ng 40% dump kay Bitcoin price. 40%, 40%. This one is another 33%. Ito naman, itong dump na to is 32%. And if you're going to compare the previous dump with the latest dump dito kay Bitcoin price, if you're going to look at this is just merely 20 mo. It's actually yung LAN cable na nakasaksak para sa Wi-Fi extender namin. So, yeah. Inayos ko yun ngayon eh. Ang hassle niya ayusin actually eh. It's either na magde-data ako or papalitan ko yung kable or papalitan namin yung design ng mismong internet connection eh. Pero yeah, I think papalitan ko lang yung design ng internet connection. But anyway, let's go back. Where did we left off ba? So, pag-usapan din natin ano yung pwede natin gawin ngayong strategy dito for the Bitcoin price. Well, ako personally, 'di ba, sabi ko sa inyo, hindi ako nag-enter ng short-term trades for the time being dito kay Bitcoin price. So, ang ginagawa ko dito actually is I'm actually setting buy orders for the Bitcoin price dito at the 40,000 US dollar level at the same time dito kay 38,000 US dollars. And I think iba sa inyo nakita na actually nun eh. Nakita na iba yung aking buy orders doon. Sinare ko siya sa ating Facebook and Telegram group regarding sa buy orders na sinet ko dito. So yeah, right now I still have those buy orders in position pa din. But for the short term, wala ko talagang short term ngayon kasi yun nga, the Bitcoin, there's still no clear indicators yet. So abang-abang pa din tayo dito for the Bitcoin price. Let's talk about then Ethereum. So let's go back to the Ethereum charts naman. So for Ethereum naman, meron akong buy orders na nakaset for 2.7k. So 2,700 US dollars is actually a buy order na sinet ko kasi I actually want to maximize this area dito sa 200-day moving average. Kasi if you're going to look at historical data, the Ethereum price action would more likely bounce off from this 200-day moving average. So, ayun, ngayon nag-set ako ng buy orders dito sa 2.7k. And yeah, you could say na pwede ka mag-set ng buy orders at the 2.5k. Pero yun, meron akong buy order ngayon at the 2.7k area for the Ethereum price action. And of course, if you're going to look at this, ang lakas mag-bounce si Ethereum palagi. Itong isang bounce niya after coming off from this Bitcoin dump. The Ethereum went up 95% in just a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. So, ganun kalakas si Ethereum actually. So, yeah, I've been storing more Ethereum ever since, and then sa mga iba nakaalam, alam nyo naman na I'm very bullish with Ethereum. So, yeah, I've been stacking more Ethereum pa din. Talaga. I'm not sure kung nakikita ko yung chat nyo eh. Pero, yeah, let me reconnect the chat. Sir Gab, pacheck kung valid yung falling wedge and bullish divergence sa daily time frame. Sige, let's look at the falling wedge. Actually, hindi ko siya masasabi na falling wedge kasi first of all, masyado siyang steep sa akin para maging falling wedge. Though, pwede mo sabihin na pa ganyan and then ito, may iba yung magsasabi na falling wedge to. Pero, I don't think na it's an exact falling wedge eh. Kasi masyado siyang steep para sa akin. So, ayun no. Hindi siya talaga falling wedge if you're going to ask me. So, medyo hindi siya maayos talaga na itsura. So, I don't think na it's a falling wedge. Bullish divergence, hindi pa completed yung move. So, kailangan natin makita ng daily candle close either tomorrow or the coming day na yung RSI natin is increasing. Bullish divergence pwede pa, pero yung falling wedge, I don't think so. So, bullish divergence, yun nga sinasabi ko kanina, kailangan natin abangan na mag-form yung kanyang decreasing price while yung kanyang RSI is increasing. So, right now, abang-abang tayo doon, and then if nangyari yun, then I think we're going to see a massive move for the Bitcoin price. Though, ang pwede kasi mangyari din dyan is, pwedeng actually, if let's say, nag-decline siya tapos nag-bounce siya dito. Ang pwede pang mangyari dyan is tuloy-tuloy lang siya bumaba. At the same time, the RSI can still increase. And if you're going to look at that movement, that's very possible. In that case, magko-continue lang yung ating declining price while the bullish divergence is continuing. And nakita na ba tayo ng ganong move? Yes, actually. If you're going to look at the previous data, ganun talaga yung nangyari nun. Kahit nagkaroon siya ng dump, kahit nagpo-form pa din siya ng bullish divergence, ayan o. Tuloy-tuloy pa din yung kanyang declining price action. So, in that case, pwede mag-continue yung ating bullish divergence for a very long time before na makita tayo na malaking move to the upside. So, right now, I think Bitcoin is more likely going to consolidate pa dito further. And it may be consolidating, pero the price can still decline pa din further. But it's a good thing kasi if you're going to look at the RSI, more people are buying and getting into the market. So, yeah, I think that's a good thing for the Bitcoin price naman. So, you don't have to worry. Yun nga lang, patience lang talaga dito kasi it will take time talaga dito before we see any big move dito for the Bitcoin price. So, sige, let's take into different update naman. Tingnan natin yung mga request na iba. Thanks, Christian Pintor, for the donation. let's talk about H-bar. Sige. H-bar and algo. Sige, let's talk about algo muna. I think algo is maganda tingnan siguro si algo for the time being. So, let's check algo dito sa Binance chart natin and tingnan natin kung ano yung kanyang latest price action and tingnan natin kung ano yung pwede natin ma-analyze sa movement ni algo. So, algo rapidly declining siya for first impression ko dito, tinan mo, rapid decline to the 50 moving average. Well, it's somehow pretty expected kasi if you're going to look at this in the daily time frame, unlayo na natin from the 50-day moving average. So, I think algo is going to more likely play pa din dito sa between the 50-day moving average, which is itong yellow line, and that is currently at the 1.4 US dollar level. So, yeah, I think pwede pa siya pumunta ng 1.4 in that case. But if not, if let's say hindi pa siya nag-decline further, kasi in that case, if hindi siya nag-decline further at naglaro lang siya dyan, in that case, tataas yung ating support level dito sa dito sa yellow line na yan. So, yeah, right now, algo is I think pwede mo tingnan din sa for our time frame, meron din tayo actually na support eh. So pwede this, if makakuha tayo dyan ng bounce, then algo is more likely going to consolidate in this case. Looking at the RSI, let's talk about the RSI ni algo. You can say na we are starting to say hindi siya declining price kasi the price is relatively at one area pa din eh. Pero if you're going to look at the RSI, I think the RSI is starting to increase. So, tumataas yung RSI natin dito kay algo. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Pwede mo siya i-watch out yung kanyang RSI for the 4-hour time frame. Kasi we all know, guys, na if we are going to see a bullish divergence, then at some point, makita tayo ng trend reversal. So, right now, what algo must do is, it should somehow dump pa din. Dapat siya mag-dump. At the same time, yung RSI is increasing. In that case, if nangyari yung ganun, if that movement still continued to the downside while the RSI increasing, then I think we're going to see a trend reversal to the upside for algo. But nonetheless, that's a good opportunity pa din for algo as long as the RSI is increasing. So, let's look at, tingnan natin kung may support and resistance siya dito. Well, you can see na this is starting to form somewhat of a falling channel dito for algo. So, yeah, you can see na this is a falling channel right now for the algo price action. You could actually swing trade this kung gusto mo. Kasi I think this is a swing tradable opportunity eh. You could buy at the support and then sell at the resistance in that case. Pero yun nga lang, you need to watch out for this bullish divergence and the 200 moving average across all time frames. Thanks, Josel, for the donation. AVAX. Sige, let's talk about AVAX. So, for AVAX, I think, ako very bullish ako kay AVAX eh, kasi ang bilis niya makapasok sa within the top 15 coins So, let's talk about AVAX naman. So, for AVAX is actually looking pretty healthy pa din as of the time being. Kasi look at this. AVAX is still at this Fibonacci support pa din. Let's look at this closely. And then, hide natin muna ibang moving average. You can actually see na AVAX is relatively still playing within its Fibonacci retracement area. So, you could see na we are still consolidating within this area. So, I think ang lowest possible point na pwedeng puntahan ni AVAX is the 58 US dollars. Pero, in order to see na mag-move tayo to the upside with AVAX, kailangan natin ng daily candle close with volume above this 74 US dollars. So, with AVAX, ang kailangan mag-hold na line dito is the 58 US dollar level. And yeah, good buying opportunity din siguro yung 58 US dollar level, but it depends on with the Bitcoin price. But as of the time being, AVAX is relatively looking very healthy and very bullish kasi look at this. We are getting this series of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So right now, we need to watch out dito for AVAX if we are going to see a higher low dito. In that case, if we saw a higher low dito, then yeah, I think we are going to be more bullish pa din dito for AVAX. In that case, if let's say nag-decline siya dito further and then nagkaroon din tayo ng bullish divergence, then that's a good swing tradable opportunity. You can actually long that. Kasi ang gusto natin mangyari sa mga ganitong price action is kailangan natin makita ng bullish divergence para makita tayo ng movement to the upside. So right now, yun yung kailangan natin abangan dito for the AVAX price action. So ayan guys, I am back. So hindi yung internet yung may problema sa amin, LAN cable yung LAN cable yung problema dito sa bahay namin ngayon. So yeah, papalitan ko siya actually. Hindi ko alam, feel ko nangat-ngat siya ng daga eh. Kasi nakita ko yung LAN cable namin, kaya pala nawawala internet for the past few weeks. May yung kanyang ano tawag dun, yung parang casing niya, parang may ngat-ngat na siya ng daga eh. So yeah, papalitan ko siya eh. Yun yung more likely nagka-cause ng pagka wala na internet ko lately. Hassle nga eh. Kasi yeah, hindi ko alam kung bakit ang hilig ngat-ngatin ng mga daga yung mga LAN cables. But yeah, yun yung cost ng internet, yun yung cost ng pagbagsak ng internet ko lately. But yun, nonetheless, I'm here, we are back here. Lazada na sir, order tayo. Naku, pati yung mic bearish. Oo nga eh. Well, let's talk about ano naman, SLP. So, the best place to trade SLP is in MEXC. So, yeah, let's talk about SLP. So, alam ko marami sa inyo nag-aabang with this SLP price action. And remember, ang sabi ko palagi is, we are only going to flip bullish with SLP if ma-break natin yung 100 moving average. So, ayun no, ilang beses natin siya minomonitor dito. So, you can actually clearly see na, ayan no, rejected multiple times by this dito sa ating 100 moving average. Kasi 'di ba palagi ko sa inyo sinasabi na every time na umaakit